with 10 million shillings and promised to continue collaborating with the Muslim leaders to improve their living standards.
Mwembadde nzija mwangambe ndochinga sako nenga akatono kenyina kankalete.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Munsawo muno mulimu milioni 10. Teka kanisa.
Akbar. La ilaha illallah wa Allahu Akbar. Allah.
Nabanja assured Muslim leaders that all presidential pledges made shall be fulfilled.
Ensonga muzogedde ngaba mbadde muzogera bwe mbadde nziwandiika. President yajja wano n'abasuubiza mu meeting gye mwalina naye mu 2011 byasuubiza ne bitatuukirira. Nze nja kubasuubiza nti bijja kutuukirira ku lumu.
Allahu Akbar.
The patron of imams in Kampala, Haj Karim Karisa, lauded President Yoweri Museveni for empowering women socially, economically and politically.
N'agenda mu LC wanaga muteekewo entebe yaabwe, n'agenda ku district n'agamba nti n'omukyala abeereko ku district, n'agenda ng'asitula omutindo gw'abakyala, n'agusitula. Kaakati we twogerera Ssaabaminisita wa Uganda yono mukadde waffe atudde wano mu maaso. Ensonga eyo kikulagira ddala nti ebintu bwe tubikwata empola kaakati tukakasa nti insha Allah wanaaviira wano naffe tuli mu abo abasobodde okuba nti tumulabyeko ate tukusanyukidde nnyo. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Salaamu alaikum.
The training was held under the theme Capacity Building for Imams, Business Training and Poverty Alleviation.
Ala kulli shay'in qadir walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Furthermore, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has met with the Chabazinga of Busoga, William Nadiope Gabula IV, at her residence in Budiope, Buyende District. Budiope East Lawmaker Engineer Moses Magogo, Commissioner of Parliament Solomon Silwanyi, Buzaya MP Martin Muzale, and Buyende Woman MP Nakato Mary Annette attended the meeting. The two leaders discussed how they can work together to transform the communities in Busoga and ensure unity among residents. In another development, the Speaker, Anita Among, has donated 50 million Ugandan shillings to support the completion of a maternity ward in Kagulu Igwaya Trading Center in Buyende District. Among handed over the money to Prosi Mpindi, the founder of Malia Foundation Health Care Center, a private charity organization that is running a health facility to provide highly subsidized treatment to the community.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has donated 50 million to a maternity ward in Kagulu Igwaya Trading Center, Buyende District.
And as we are here, we've come here to support the ward. We made a promise of 50 million to support the maternity ward.
Franked by the area MP Budiope East, Moses Magogo, the Speaker commended the private organization for offering health care to the people and pledged them support. The Speaker asked residents and other stakeholders to join hands and develop Buyende District.
And it is time now for development, time for now for people to work.
Bana sawa ya kwekulanya kwetola mu mbeera ffe bene nifa balina okwewala kufa mu mbeera ebyobufuzi bane ebiseera byabyo byawa nze nimwe fena walala kiki tusobola okukolera ekitundu kyaffe.
Among also urged people of Buyende to form circles in order to tap into government programs such as the parish development model.
Now PDM, the parish development model is coming. We want to make use of that parish development model. Let's try to put ourselves in groups to make sure that we develop our
Speaker Among has contributed 30 million shillings to assist complete a girls' dormitory at Kagulu Primary School. Amina Nabule Kajimu, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.
The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, has asked government to increase the budget allocation to leaders in slum areas. Archbishop Kazimba communicated this during a transformation walk in the slum of Namuwongo Kanyogoga, a precursor to Kampala Diocese's 50-year celebration come 21st of August 2022 at All Saints Cathedral, Nakasero.
Namuwongo Kanyogoga Kisugu is one of the most densely populated areas of Makindye division in Kampala district. The youths comprise of a big percentage of this population, followed by children, the elderly, and those living with disability. These are residents in the villages of Kanyogoga, Kasamvu, Godown, Soweto, Chiriandonga and Yako, with the aim of giving a hand to people living in slums of Namuwongo Kanyogoga. Kampala Diocese introduced a Touch Lives Ministry project to assist the slum dwellers. As Kampala Diocese awaits to celebrate 50 years of existence, the Bishop of Church of Uganda, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, accompanied by Christians, have made a transformation walk in slums of Namuwongo Kanyogoga. During his transformation walk, Archbishop Kazimba launched 2 water taps in the area. Archbishop Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, however, cautioned residents in slums against HIV/AIDS and poor hygiene.
Kisobokera ddala omwana okuva wano n'afuuka omuntu obuvunaanyizibwa mu nsi. Wateekwa okubaawo obwongo nga bukwatiddwako nga bukyusiddwa. Emikono gino gyetaaga okukola.
Local leaders in the area highlighted some of the challenges faced by the residents in the 6 villages of Namuwongo, which at times affects their health.
Twakola statistics mu March omwaka guno ne tuzuulanga pollution assa abantu bo okuviira ddala mu baana abakyali mu mbuto z'abanyaabwe. Omwana azaalibwa mu nnaku 2 omusawo n'agamba nti omwana alina pneumonia.
They normally deceive them. People are aware of, yet are not aware of. Because our people, they normally say, we are eating money from government.
It's against this backdrop, Archbishop Kazimba asked government to increase on the budget allocation in slum areas.
Mu bifo bino eby'omugotteko eyongeremu kasente. Budget zino zeetaaga okwongeramu kasente nno kubanga ogenda n'owulira nti waliwo abantu project bagitutte gindi ensimbi baaziritte. Corruption. Akakati ebifo nga bino byetaaga okwongeramu kasente kubanga obwetaavu bwe buli ddala.
Archbishop Kazimba called for more relief to people living in slum areas.
And therefore I want to make an appeal to whoever is hearing me right now or following me. You can make a donation to support the needy. You can make a gift to support God's children.
Since the inception of Touch Lives Ministries by the diocese, over 50 children in slums of Namuwongo have benefited from the project. These are some of the community activities leading to the D-Day tomorrow, as Kampala Diocese awaits to celebrate 50 years of existence at the function which will be held at All Saints Cathedral, Nakasero. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, Parliament makes several recommendations to the executive in reference meant to guide policies governing the country. But there has been a continuous public outcry that some recommendations hit a dead end, which negates efforts of the legislators. We have an exclusive report with Daniel Mugoya.
Parliament recently considered a report of the Sectorial Committee on Human Rights presented by Chairperson Fox Odoi. The Human Rights Committee was tasked to investigate the status of human rights in Uganda from the period of January 2020 to June 2022. Among the tasks on the menu was to ascertain why a section of royal guards of the Omusinga have continued to be on remand in prison.
The government must at all times be in a position to account for every single citizen and every single alien in our jurisdiction.
Parliament, chaired by Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa, considered the report which condemned the continuous actions of incarcerating suspects for a period against the Constitution of Uganda.
So we take the position that you are incarcerating an innocent person because that's what the Constitution says.
The report also pins both private and public players engaging in torturing suspects and also behind disappearances of some people. MP Fox Odoi asserts in his report that torture is an impunity which must be dealt with.
There is sufficient legal regime to deal with torture, and the committee holds the firm view that torture must be a thing of the past. We actually recommended that the DPP should not sanction any charge of a person who has been tortured.
The Human Rights Report is among dozens of recommendations considered by Parliament to the executive, but similar challenges have continued to surface, which in turn puts the August House in an awkward situation.
Therefore, I want to urge members of Parliament that whenever we pass resolutions, actually they should be compiled into like a booklet, such that we keep checks and balances, because that is the work of Parliament. You keep checks and balances of how the executive is implementing most of these things.
But how best can this situation be reversed?
We are monitoring closely, and I want to appeal to all committees that present their reports on the floor to ensure that they actually follow up when the timelines expire.
Currently, the investigations by Parliament Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprise on the management of Uganda Airlines has attracted attention of both the media and general public, with preliminary findings exposing the status of recruitment and staff salary structure at the national carrier. Even before the COSASA report is finalized, a section of the public deems the efforts of the committee fruitless.
But I want to assure the general public that if we had kept quiet and nothing was done, you can imagine how it was going to be.
The Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, has pronounced himself on the ongoing controversial job bonanza at Uganda Airlines, describing the process as an action aimed at undermining efforts of reviving the national carrier. In a video recording, General Katumba asserts that castigating in videos at Uganda Airlines affects the far-reaching impact of the national carrier.
Do you think there are no problems in other countries with other airlines? Why are they collapsing? Are there no airlines which have collapsed? Why don't they make the headlines on the media? Why should Uganda Airlines be the ones every day, every other day? You know, if a mistake is made, then it's, hey, we brought it out of proportion. I think Ugandans, we need to refocus our.
General Katumba Wamala's reactions not only speak volumes in regards to the end result of the investigations, but also widens the fate of the inquiries at the national carrier.
We killed our airlines long ago. We are just trying to survive to bring it back. But we are spending more energies in trying to pull it down. What will be the benefit? It's my appeal, you the media people, that it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay to shoot ourselves in our own foot. This is what we are doing.
That everything we do in COSASA is not to witch hunt anyone. Everything that we do is we look at the procedures, we look at policies, whether it has been implemented 100%. So some people, by the way, think that we are witch hunting. We are not witch hunting anyone. We are there to save the taxpayers' money. And trust me, it's not going to just die silently.
The ball is still within the Parliament's court to ensure that its mandate to play an oversight role is objective, not compromised, and for national good.
Let them act on our recommendations. This Treasury memorandum that is laid before Parliament is not just for play, it is supposed to be acted upon.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Moroto district leaders have urged partners to invest in long-term solutions to address the famine crisis in Karamoja. The leaders were led by the chairperson David Koryang and Moroto Municipality Mayor. This was at an event where they received food relief from Airtel Uganda under Airtel Care program.
Karamoja sub-region has been experiencing hunger crisis due to crop failure, which was caused by prolonged drought, insecurity and wild animals which have destroyed crops in the green belt. Moroto District Chairperson David Koryang and Moroto Municipality Mayor Mohammed Ismail gave some explanation on the said famine and deaths in the area.
Has lost around 120 people hunger-related.
Special interest groups like people living with HIV, we have the older persons, we have the disability, we have also child mothers, we have also single mothers who lost their dear one during this year.
Moroto District Chief Administrative Officer Charles Komakecho Luba explained that malnutrition among children and the elderly and early marriages have increased in the district of recent.
The malnourished children, the severely malnourished adults, the severely malnourished old people, elderly people need more than food.
The government has really released around over 135 billion. But the question is, when is it coming? When is food coming? So the hunger is real and people are dying every day. So young daughters have gone for early marriages. That's already more problems here. Burglary is going on. That's already more problems here. More deaths are coming because of all these young men are being arrested because of stealing to survive.
This was during the handover of food relief by Airtel Uganda under their program Airtel Care program.
The rains are falling. What are we doing for these people? We need to encourage them to plant crops, fast-growing crops, so that in the medium term they can have something they are producing on their own to support them. Because we know that these food supplies we are getting from our good friends and well-wishers will not last forever. We need to find a way of growing our own. So we are encouraging our farmers, we are encouraging our people to take advantage of the rains that are falling now, so that they're able to grow something of their own and be able to feed themselves in the next 3, 4, 5 months.
Short-term interventions in the areas of education, to provide some scholarships to go well with us.
The Public Relations Manager, David Birungi, said 4G internet will be used to prepare early warnings in the region in regard to climate change.
Opening up information where it is, and that's the way we can support interventions that are long term. If there is a program designed to improve the livelihoods of people in Karamoja through agriculture, and we're already doing that under the Airtel Cares program.
Meanwhile, Charitas Alpha Ministries have given food relief to over 300 households in Moroto Municipality.
So we decided to get for them posho and salt, doing comparing and contrasting that it is better if we start with food and then some bit of salt, because the mayor told me people can easily get salt. So
beneficiaries thank the partners for the food relief.
Charitas Alpha Missionary Ministries. So I'm very grateful they have come to support us in this hunger situation. These are the urban poor that were supporting.
So Airtel, with your support, we appreciate it. Whether it can reach us for 2 days, yes, we can postpone this for about 72 hours.
Quite serious right there. The Minister for Lands, Judith Nabakova, has handed over 1,500 freehold land titles under the systematic land adjudication and certification to beneficiaries from the Greater Ankole district at an event held at Mbarara Lands Zonal offices in Mbarara City. The first batch has catered for beneficiaries from the districts of Chiruhura, Ibanda, Rwampara and Mbarara City.
with support from the World Bank, Government of Uganda through the Ministry of Lands continues securing and issuing freehold land titles under the Systematic Land Adjudication and Certification Program, SLAC. From Barra zonal setting, 1,500 freehold land titles have been processed and this Saturday morning handed over to the beneficiaries.
Ntwenda kusima His Excellency. Ntusima Mukamihanga, we thank the President and the government of Uganda that thought about this particular program to benefit our people.
Nienda kusima mnonga President wetu Yoweri Kaguta Museveni abo kwikiriza ngu program eji ya SLAC hamwe na World Bank kugira ngu eije ekorwe hano mu Uganda.
This has been at an event presided over by the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, in Mbarara City.
The current NRM manifesto clearly pledges to register land and issue people with titles. It is only through such actions that government and citizens can conquer hunger and food insecurity.
Land title certificate beneficiaries were sampled from the districts of Kiruhura, Ibanda, Rampara and Mbarara City.
Nana banyita mugisha de Gracia Sande. Nyino kushemera ukwangu kuri munatuke cyapa.
Etana kamate arima kurugabe harwe kanyara nasima munonga umucyara n'abakobwa na cabinet ye abo kutereza ebyapa byabusha
batahane bebuza ngo bishabwe iki government ya movement emazire y'imyaka yona etargaho eyekarwara cyaba mu mango nebo bururu abongo ne mbwenu notunga cyapa cyabusha wakikora ubura kumuterera karuru bero bakurogire.
And the evidence is there that where people have been given freehold titles, there is undisputed development and transformation.
However, beneficiaries are being cautioned against conmen.
It is risky, it's problematic. It's my fear that by tomorrow, these freehold titles could be in the hands of money lenders, just tomorrow. And in doing that, they have handed over everything to them.
I urge you to use your titles to generate more wealth. Now this is safe from disputes. Do not sell your land.
The regional members of parliament, however, urge that time has come for government to own up this initiative.
How I wish, Minister, this will be enrolled to other districts. I know it is very expensive, very expensive. We cannot manage it at once.
The meaning of a project is that it has a lifespan. My prayer, and on behalf of all these people and others who haven't come, is that the government takes it up. Now that it has been proved it works, government takes it up, and Parliament is ready that with my colleagues here, we shall appropriate money to make sure each Ugandan gets a freehold title.
The Renduru land conflict, which the minister has in the past attended to, resurfaced with the RCC in Mbarara City vowing to arrest those causing unrest in the area.
We are going to arrest him, I can assure you. I don't beseech love. The man is, I don't know, a deserter. I've been here for 3 years. That man has been on the ground for 3 years. When does he work? So, Honourable Minister, I ask you kindly, as you reach Kampala, send a surveyor to open the boundaries of the land that was bought by government.
We have agreed that next week they have to assemble a team to come and open boundaries. After that exercise, then we shall know what to do next.
For the past 5 years, thousands of Ugandans have been receiving freehold land titles under the SLAC initiative. Robert Onyango, UBC News, Mbarara.
Furthermore, the Lions Club of Kampala host this weekend engaged in community outreach initiatives, mainly tree planting. The district governor 411B, Christina Mongin, who was the chief guest, underscored the charity organization's dedication to serve the community through projects that impact the society.
The district governor
District 411B, Christine Amongin, this weekend presided over Lions Club's activities as part of community outreach projects. The club paid a visit to Ntinda School for the Deaf, where Amongin committed the pupils to a sense of responsibility.
Tell the children that they need to keep the furniture clean. After eating, you should dust, keep the tables clean.
True to the cause, the delegation also undertook tree planting, a statement for environmental protection. The president of the Lions Club of Kampala host, Charity Atwine, in her report outlined the club's community support projects in due course.
Our district governor, another project which we support is the Kampala School for the Physically Handicapped, which is in Mengo. Every year we have a meal with them, specifically on 8th of October, which is also planned according to the planner, a copy of which you have.
The Lions Club of Kampala is one of the 46,000 local clubs around the world under Lions Clubs International. It is a non-political service organization established in 1916, currently uniting around 5 global cause areas: diabetes, vision, hunger, the environment, and childhood cancer. Ali Asaba, UBC News.
Furthermore, Ministry of Health together with the World Vision has opened a new maternity ward at Busia Health Center 4 in Busia District. The ward was opened by the Director Clinical Services, Dr. Olalo Charles, on the behalf of Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng.
Copies of the different interventions that we have invested in Busia, and also some other information that will be very good for you. Also, on behalf of World Vision Uganda, allow me hand over these keys. These keys are not for any other building, but for the maternity wing.
Okay, so on behalf of the government of Uganda, we received this case. But though we shall have opportunity to go and do one, commission the building, so that it's for the betterment of our population, so that we can have good outcomes and all the population is able to contribute. And you've done your part. I've also done my part by receiving. I know I'm the honor definitely to hand over to the chair, because now all the other issues, security with the RDC, all the things which I want, so that it really will be able to achieve what is what is now responsibility of the district. So chair, this will be your, I hand over.
Community library managers want government to support them to open community libraries across the country. According to the national chairperson, Uganda Communities Library Association, Professor Solomon Ochoa, libraries, if extended closer to communities, will help boost the reading culture and provide knowledge to the communities.
It was once said that if you want to hide something from an African, put it in writing. This and other quotes show that most Africans are poor when it comes to the reading culture. With over 100 community libraries spread across the country, the Uganda Community Libraries Association thinks this trend can be changed if people change their mindsets.
We don't want the association to remain in Kampala or to remain in Uganda. We must network, but it is through strength. We have Kenya Community Libraries Organization. We have International Federation of Library Association in the United States of America. We need to interface with the Library of Congress. There are many, I've already given my time to investigate some of these libraries which we we have to borrow ideas from.
The national chairperson, Uganda Community Libraries Association, Professor Solomon Achwo, says they are in the process of constructing community libraries in every sub-county, not only to enhance reading, but also promote and preserve our indigenous culture.
In Tororo, there are already 10 town councils preparing to receive libraries. Yeah. They are already ready. In Arua, I got a report that there are over 100 community libraries already set. It is now us to go and activate every part of the country. There is a lot of resource, there is money, there are materials, there are spaces, and there are willing people to start these things. What we need from government is going to help us, to support us where we cannot, to give us morale, to give us strength. The strength can be through policy, can also be through material resources.
The founder, Uganda Community Libraries Association, Kate Perry, says their vision is to bridge the gap in education between Africa and the rest of the world.
People want to have access to information, and that's what we offer, essentially. Although it's not only that, as Solomon was saying, it's a question of making learning and information attractive and interesting and relevant, of course, to people. You can't make it relevant, but you have to show that it is relevant. And that is a question of having imaginative librarians, which is why we organize an annual conference every year.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
Forum for African Women Educationalists Uganda has employed residents of Molimira zone in Karamoja to educate their children despite the financial difficulties they face as parents. The human resource manager, FAWE, Ida Mutesasira, affirms that they have distributed scholastic materials to at least 500 children during the visit of the community.
Parents are being asked to strive and keep their children at school, even when there are various challenges faced, mainly scholastic materials.
To protect our children, to ensure that our children go to school, to ensure that they complete the various cycles of education so that they can become useful citizens to this country.
The human resource manager for Uganda, Ida Mutesasira, was on a working tour of Mulira zone in Karamoja, a Kampala suburb. She said that education opens countless opportunities for children and must therefore be embraced.
We also know that there are children who are challenged. We know that every candidate needs a mathematical set. They need these things they are asked for, but some of them don't have. And so we are facilitating them to complete the different levels, especially P7 and P4, where they are at, and so they can progress to the next levels. We know that parents are challenged with buying basic things like books, and so we are thinking, yes, let us help them complete a term. That is that term. Then we see what happens as they go to the next class.
We also conducted a cleaning exercise with some of the area leaders participating as a gesture of preparing to rid the area of garbage.
Umara wakala abantu nabakola ki bamusaamu nefe twakikola twekirininga buli Sande era tukikola na activity tusame olusi natuyamba mugambe batuwako ku bitiiro tubadde tukikola nawe tukukwata tukukuba fine naye n'okwata omuntu mu ghetto talina kyakulya otaddewo fine yetantasadde kuwera ogenda musibira ki.
There are private entities that charge some money monthly to collect some of the garbage to supplement the KCCA collecting trucks that are seemingly overwhelmed.
To meet the private collectors, to have dialogue, have a conversation with them, to see that the people, especially the ghettos, pay less. This will help us really to accelerate the process of fighting garbage. So I'm going to take it upon myself, and I'm optimistic we shall reach at something.
Marian Womcha, UBC News.
Furthermore, child rights advocates want the Sexual Offences Bill 2019 retabled in Parliament for its subsequent passing. The advocates argue that if the Sexual Offences Bill is passed into law, it will help the country to have a consolidated law on sexual offences, and this will mostly protect children against abuse.
A child sexual offence is when a child is forced or persuaded to get involved in sexual activities, and in Uganda, this is still a big challenge as reflected in the number of cases reported annually. Uganda Annual Police Crime Report of 2021 shows that 16,144 cases related to sexual abuse were reported, and out of this, 14,320 cases, representing 88.7%, were female juveniles, while 202 were for male juveniles, a representative of 1.25%.
One of the challenges that we do have is underreporting of cases. Definitely, these cases happen in communities, in families, at workplaces, and on the streets, where most women and children are victims. But these cases are not reported at police in time, but also cases are not reported at all.
It is against this background that child rights advocates are pushing for the passing of the Sexual Offence Bill 2019 to protect children against sexual exploitation. This implies that female juveniles are most at risk of child sexual abuse than compared to their male counterparts.
So we see that the distances that these girls move to school is a little bit hard, as in they are so far. So along the road, there are a lot of challenges. We are seeing borders trying to entice these girls with as low as 500 shillings.
There is a provision on householders, against householders or owners of property or premises who permit a child to be offended in that place sexually, defiled, raped, and other forms of sexual offenses that we talk about. So when there is a property like where we are here right now, and a child is defiled in that place, then the owner of the property also is answerable. Because if you see a child moving into a room with a woman or a man, you have to be concerned to understand whether that is a parent or otherwise.
We are working on the Sexual Offences Bill, and we hope that, and we are pushing to ensure that a more comprehensive and inclusive bill is passed. We are doing this by making sure that we carry out a lot of consultations around this bill. We are going to consult with the civil society organizations, religious leaders, cultural leaders, to ensure that all their views are included into this bill. We hope that this bill, once passed, will protect the rights of women, to protect the girls, boys, men, and everyone against all forms of sexual violences in the country.
The Executive Director, Joy for Children, a child rights non-government organization, Moses Ntenga, points out sensitization of communities is also key in curbing child sexual abuse.
There will be the culture of impunity, where the offenders are not held to account, where offenders abuse children and nothing happens, they are not taken to police, or the case never gets resolved. Or even instances where parents or guardians try to go to police or courts of law. It's a very tedious exercise. After even your child has been defiled, but then you must make so many trips to and fro the police to try to seek justice for your child.
The Sexual Offences Bill was initiated during the 10th Parliament, and up to date, it has not been passed.
We cannot do anything in the vacuum. So what we do is
Let's now take a short commercial break and be back with more news tonight. Please stay tuned.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You say I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just say for register.
What's going on here?
He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 hash, and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
No mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Cooking with electricity is now affordable. Cook your beans. Avoid smoke.
Sayaka. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. With the Fumba tariff, you can now buy up to 70 units of Yaka at a reduced price of 412 Uganda shillings per unit after consuming your first 80 units of the month. For more information, contact the Electricity Regulatory Authority on 0200 506 000.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and the ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show. Because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using to Gabonais. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175 hash or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. We now take you into more news. The green economy frontiers want nothing but natural green for sustainable development embraced by all. This they want done through ensuring environment sensitive architectural plans, green energy, smart cities and food security, among others. This was echoed by the stakeholders at the first ever Green Economy Expo held at the Sheraton Hotel in Kampala.
In the wake of increasing climate change hazards experienced globally, every single economy should heighten efforts towards environmental conservation as fast as they can. Uganda is accordingly on course to ensure full implementation of environmental conservation-related policies. This time round, action will speak louder. The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, reveals that already Cabinet has approved a directive authorizing the National Environmental Authority to evict all those occupying wetlands.
There was a big debate in cabinet, and the president directed that all those who are in wetlands this time round, this is the time that God chose that we implement our laws. Because we are not supposed to be in wetlands. We have demarcated places. You are lucky that I've told you. If I have told anybody else, we are going to evict people.
This comes when Uganda is closing in on exploration of her oil deposits amidst calls from environmental activists.
Since 2006, we've been working with different organizations to make sure that we exploit, we develop our petroleum, oil and gas, respecting Mother Earth. And that's why out of the 461 crude wells that we have around Tilenga, we are having only 31 well pads. 31 well pads are going to get crude oil from the 426 well pads to reduce on the orphaning of Mother Earth.
Nankabirwa was officiating the launch of the first ever Green Economy Expo taking place at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala.
I was seeing that Luigi crying, you know. We are just watching and we point fingers at government. Point fingers at government, this one finger, but these three are pointing at yourself. Okay, so there is a lot that we have to do.
9 development goals. We are looking at clean water and sanitation. We are talking about smart cities. The president and the parliament and the president passed 15 new cities. But most of you, my fellow Ugandans, we have not yet understood what city status is. It's very important for us to understand what a city, a smart city should be. We're trying to address the issue of sustainability in housing, green buildings. We're trying to address the issue of food security. We were considered the food basket of Africa. But right now, the food crisis that is across the world, across Africa, we have little say because we also are hungry.
The State Minister for East African Affairs, James Magode Ikuya, echoed the need for architectures to draw plans that are environmental sensitive.
You say we have improved the environment. Environment is addressing of human relation with natural forces. That's first primary thing. Must be able to know that even though we are part of the natural environment and must live from it, what nature provides us must be made sustainable.
The 2-day Green Economy Expo coincided with the 12th annual Homes and Backyard Gardeners Show, both aiming at exposing Ugandans to affordable interior as well as landscaping designs.
Mr. Dwayne, this is the part related to
Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever, and getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NERA offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. Fill NERA Form 3 while there, and a birth certificate will be issued to you. Please note that birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call 0800-211-700. This message is brought to you by NERA.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Calling you from the mobile service center.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, we have noticed a few things wrong with your number and need your mobile money PIN.
Ton Ferrer, never give out your password or PIN to any caller. Your mobile service provider will never call or ask for your personal details. If in doubt, go to your nearest phone service center.
This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Welcome back. It's now time for sports. The inaugural Tokyo International Conference on African Development TICAD Cup 2022 has started at the Fufa Technical Center in Njeru Buikwe district. It is a 6-team tournament for women football clubs in Uganda.
The inaugural 2022 TICAD Cup has officially started at the Fufa Technical Center in Njeru. The TICAD Cup is an initiative birthed from the Tokyo International Conference on African Development that, among others, addresses the refugee status on the African continent.
In 1 week later, Tunisia, they are going to host the 8th TICAD conference. Head of states, also UN, World Bank, Government of Japan, they will gather together and they will discuss the development of Africa. So we'd like to also raise awareness on TICAD. Secondly, talent of Ugandan women's footballers. I'd like to introduce them to Japan. In this time, we got a donation from a Japanese women's football league, professional football league, and they are also curious about Ugandan talent. So through this kind of opportunity, I'd like to bring in future some of the Ugandan women's footballers to Japan. That is my second dream and objective.
In Uganda, it's a brainchild of the Japan International Cooperation Agency and involves 6 girls football teams, highlighted by one from Pagirinya refugee settlement in Germany.
It's about bringing people together, and we bring that all the people around this country and in the world has many difficulties. And as I mentioned in the speech, sport is something will bring people together. And that's why we have arranged this tournament. And it's called TICAD because TICAD is going to be held exactly 1 week later.
Uganda State Minister for Sports Peter Ogwang embraced this idea that aims at empowering women and also working out a peaceful coexistence between refugees and the host community in Uganda.
Once I have that discussion, we shall see how we like. I'm happy they committed themselves that they are going to work with us to see how they can support the refugees in terms of sports development. We will see what we can do to try to push them to get to Olympics. Like Uganda is known because of our open door policy for hosting refugees in our country. So why shouldn't we be there? The most important thing is to get organized, and I'm happy we've started well at the right time.
Other teams at the 2-day tournament are Kawempe Muslim, Tagi High School, Renes High School, King of Kings, and Jinja Senior Secondary School.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the news tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is WADULO Mark Arnold Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. When I'll leave you with a forecast with Mili Kutesa.
Gabane. We have increased GBs across all your favorite parks. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings all